Hello viewer, thank you for joining me today. I'm Dave, the Fugly Vapor, and today we are going to be having a look at that little boy there. You can see that, it's the Haze, as it says in the description, the Haze. It's a clone, an RDA clone, or Ivogo. So what we'll do, we'll go straight down, I'll show you the box, show you the bits and pieces, and then we'll coil it, juice it, come back up, vape it, and I'll give my final thoughts. So I'll see you on the desk just a sec. Right guys, here is the box. It's pretty plain. It says Ivogo there, it says RDA there, and it says Ivogo there and Ivogo there. Well, code thing on the back there, and on the back it says a rebuildable atomiser. So let's take all the bits out of the box. Obviously that comes in a little plastic bag with that, which we'll get to in a second, and we've got a little bag of bits, as you do, the obligatory blue screwdriver, bit of silica wick, and that's about it. Yep, that's about it. I'll give you some specs quickly. Let me just put that on for a second. That length there, from there to there, not including the 510, is 26.28 mils. Including the 510 pin, it's 30.21. And in that configuration, from the bottom of the 510, the top of the drip tip, which is fixed to that top cap by the way, it's 40.59. It's 22 millimeters in diameter. It's got a copper 510 pin, which is not adjustable, not on this one anyway, in that configuration it weighs 45.38 grams. In that configuration it weighs 46.06. So yeah, you do get quite a bit of variety on airflow on this, which if I can get in I'll show you. You can have the bottom two open, or you can have all four open, or if you want you can obviously adjust that in that styling into whatever you want. Whatever you do on one side, or do the same on the other side, or you can shut it off if you so want. Very, very tight, obviously, with no airflow. You just pop this out a second. At the moment I've got this coiled up with a dual coil. As you can see, it's a 3-post design, 2 holes in the center post, and then the 2 negative posts on the outside. Juice well is, I think it's 3 point, I think I measured it at 3.7 millimeters. So that is your deck. Single O-ring, which seems pretty good. It's not the tightest in the world, it's not the worst in the world either. So yeah, let's just get this on here a sec. Right, I did a bit of a mistake there. I've got the thing upside down. So there we have the coils sitting by the airflow holes. That is only, as you can see, it's only possible to have that on in dual coil with some air restriction or not. If you want to do single coil, you need this boy here, and then you can either have the air holes fully open on both sides if you want to do that, or you can shut it off and have that one closed off, that one open, and then you can adjust that again to whatever you want. You can get that as tight as you want on a single coil, and that one's still closed off. So that's a standard 510 drip tip. Put my current favourite on there. So standard 510 goes on there, and obviously you turn the top ring for your airflow. That drip tip is fixed to the top cap. That appears to be some kind of Delrin or plastic or whatever sleeve on that drip tip. That's not very thick, so I imagine that would get quite warm. I've had no problems with either using that or my standard drip tips. So there we have it. So what I'm going to do, I'll stick it on the cuboid. Just very quickly. It's not bad. I mean, the coils on there are 2.5 mil in internal diameter, 6 wraps, clapton wire. I think they're pre-made claptons, or it may have been this clapton wire that I'm using. I can't remember, to be honest. Should have sorted it out, but hey. So yeah, the deck is nothing revolutionary. There's a few decks like it out there. I just thought I'd do it because I've had it a while and stuff is just piling up, and I'm trying to get to the stuff that I've bought and used and whatever to get them reviewed. So what I'll do, I will get some cotton, get this thing wicked up, and then give you a vape and some thoughts on it. It's actually very good for a clone. I can't really tell you whether I would have had any problems with machine oil when it arrived, because as I've said in previous videos, I tend to put all of my stuff into the ultrasonic cleaner as soon as it arrives, just as a matter of course. But I've had no problems with it. The only problem I have had, and I'm going to say this now, when I first had it, it was fine, but the centre post is a little loose, or the pin seems to come loose, which makes the centre post loose. Apart from that, it vapes well. Flavour is very good. Cloudage is what you'd expect from a drip tip that size that comes as standard. Straight through chimney or drain pipe. Vic tends to refer to them as drain pipes, things like that. Right, so let's get some wicking going on. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. This is not going to be a fancy build. For those of you that know me, the response would be, no shit, Sherlock. Yeah, I don't particularly do fancy. I rather do functional. Yeah, I'm sure it's nice if they look pretty, but as long as they work, that's where I'm coming from. And this works. Right. So, yeah, that's where I am. I think it's generally referred to as a bow tie these days. Just put it through the coil, trim it off into like a bow tie, and then stick it in the juice well. along those sort of lines. So there we have the thing coiled, wicked. We'll just get some juice on it, and then we'll get up and have a vape, and I'll give you some final thoughts. I haven't had any problems at all with the post screws working loose or coming loose or being loose. I've had these coils in here for a while. I don't excuse me, I don't use this dripper on a daily basis, but I have been using it for juice reviews and that kind of stuff. So it's 0.32 it's coming out at, so we'll stick this boy on it and then I'll take it up and go from there. So thank you for your patience and indulgence. I will see you up top in just a second. Right folks, here we are, back up the top. Juiced, wicked, ready to go. I've got the as you can see, the fixed cap on, fixed drip tip cap on. Air holes fully open. We'll start this off, I think, on 43 watts, 3.71 volts. So here we go. As you can see, it's a cloud machine. I'll just wind these down to halfway. You can see that there. Come on, computer, catch up. Air holes just halfway. Bit of leakage coming on there. That's what you get for over dripping, probably. Okay. So air holes on both sides, half open, half closed. Call it what you will. And although it chucks the clouds, the flavour is excellent. I'll just shut this down to almost nothing. You can see that there. Come on, camera, catch up. There you go, almost nothing. Tweak it a little bit more. So as you can see, even though it's dual clapton coil, I'm still going to melt a lung on it, which I think is pretty damn good. So now give me telling you how much I paid for it or where I got it from, because I got it from Cambridge Vaping before they closed down, but I think I paid about 15 quid for it. I'm sure if you look around, if you've got a preferred supplier, you'll find it. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to switch the caps over for you and put this other jobby on. I want to put it on with the airflow open on both, so you can see. And that's still 43 watts, 3.7 volts. If I whop it up to, take it up to 50, that takes us just to 4 volts. Clouds all day. And the taste is, I mean, I know what this juice tastes like. I've had enough of it, vaped it enough. It is excellent. What I'm going to do, I am going to close off that side. That side's fully open. And you're saying to yourself, but you've got 2 coils on, fucking. Why are you just having 1 coil with air on it? Here's why. Excuse me. That'll teach me, won't it? Yeah, so, you know, even with just the 1 airflow, if I close that down to halfway, I'm closed on that side, and I'm halfway on that side. Trust me. Obviously the draw's tighter, but yeah, whether I'll get a mouth to lung, let's have a look. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. The only thing I found with this is that center post coming loose. When you screw the coils in, it twists sometimes. Obviously you can tighten it down with a screwdriver, but just a bit of a faff, don't really need. But apart from that, for the money I paid and for what it does and how it tastes and how it performs, it's a bloody good trooper. Tad noisy, but if you are into your clouds and you also don't want to sacrifice flavour, I don't know whether I showed you this or not, I think I probably did. On this fixed drip tip cap, you can have just the bottom 2 open, and again you can close them off obviously. So that's just half the airflow on both sides fully open, or the bottom half fully open. I think we can get them, yep. So we close both to just half. So we've got half of 1 air slot, both sides, on each coil. So yeah, the airflow combinations are bloody good. As I say, the flavour's good, the cloud's good, and I'm only on 50 watts. Take it up to 60, 4.39. Yep, it's getting warm, but do that all day long. That was 65 watts. This is probably a bit too warm, but I'll go 70 just because I can. 4.73 volts, 70 watts. That's a tad warm for me, but you know, depends how you like it. So yeah, that is the Haze RDA clone by Ivogo. I'll put all the specs in the description and so on as I do. So yeah, that's that. Nice quick one. Not a lot more to say about it really. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Have yourselves a damn good day. More importantly, have yourselves a damn good vape, and I'll see you guys on the next one.